But the energy of that scared little boy is so ferocious. Nothing can stop it.
Do you think there's a fighter that truly walks into that ring with absolutely no fear?
If he does, he's not going to be a good fighter.
With each camp, it gets harder and harder and harder. We bring in more sparring. I'm learning more things, so there's more information and data to process every single day, and my coaches are always pushing me to become better.
Why would I want to watch Jake fall? Well, because like I said, he's got the best equipment, he's got the best trainers, he's got the best team that money can buy. If you can take snippets of that for in your training, you know, he's doing something right.
Dimitri Bivol has weighed in on the mega fight between Terence Crawford and Canelo Alvarez, and he's picking Crawford to come out on top. In a recent interview, Bivol explained that while Canelo is a powerful and seasoned fighter, Crawford's adaptability, ring IQ, and precision give him a clear edge. According to Bivol, Crawford's ability to switch stances seamlessly and break down opponents methodically over rounds would be a nightmare even for a fighter of Canelo's caliber. Bivol, who previously handed Canelo a rare loss, believes Crawford's speed and technical sharpness could be the key to outboxing the Mexican superstar.
Really?
Right.
Boxing's only going up.
Right.
You can't take it no lower. No, I'm serious. I'm not being funny. You can't take this is what you do when you can't do nothing else.
Yep.
Now they do it for pride, but this game started only if you can't do nothing else. This is
So you think this is necessary for the business, for the sport of boxing?
Absolutely. But these guys are college graduates. That's what makes it good. That's what brings it broadens horizons of boxing. It broadens people's horizons, and they understand boxing more as a skillful art, more so than some kind of brutality.
Dimitri Ball recently admitted that he hasn't actually met Terence Crawford and doesn't know his exact size. "I don't remember sizes of Terence Crawford," he confessed, but that hasn't stopped him from admiring the pound-for-pound star. Bivol explained Crawford has very good skills. He quickly realized Crawford's move up in weight is no fluke. He went on to call Crawford one of my favorite fighters, praising his intelligence and adaptability in the ring. As Val put it, Crawford can win this fight.
In preparation for Saturday.
Yeah, it's been my best camp. Statistically speaking, just the best shape of my life. We tracked all the numbers and data from all of my camps, like heart rate, weight, punch output, all of these things. So in the best shape of my life, and camp went amazing, so I'm very excited. I'm just continuing to elevate as a fighter. With each camp, it gets harder and harder and harder. We bring in more sparring. I'm learning more things, so there's more information and data to process every single day, and my coaches are always pushing me to become better. Yeah, Julio is a former world champion. He is the most experienced fighter I've fought to date. And it's going to be a really good test of my skills, and depending on the performance that I put on, the sanctioning bodies in boxing will give me a ranking, and once I have that ranking, I'm able to go and fight for a world title. So this can set me up to become world champion and to be able to attain and get a world championship fight done. Yeah, I think a lot about inspiring the next generation. That's a big part of the reason I'm still so adamant about becoming world champion, because it will prove to kids that they can go into something at zero and make it all the way to the top in 6 to 7 years' time if they fully set their mind to it. So
Showbiz the Adult, a prominent boxing commentator, has revised his earlier stance on the showdown between Terence Crawford and Canelo Alvarez. Initially skeptical about Crawford's chances due to the significant weight disparity, Showbiz now believes that Crawford has a viable path to victory. In a recent video, he acknowledged that Canelo struggles when forced to box, moving backward, a strategy employed by both Floyd Mayweather Jr. and Dimitri Bivol to great effect. Showbiz suggests that Crawford can exploit this weakness by utilizing a strong body jab to the belt line, a tactic that could disrupt Canelo's forward momentum and defensive posture. This approach, combining sharp footwork with strategic jabs, could enable Crawford to control the pace and distance of the fight, potentially leading to a decisive win.
Huge advantage of having money is he can hire the best team in the world. He can have the best things possible. Like, he's got a hyperbaric chamber in his home, but he's got the best kind of chamber. This is helping him with recovery. Normal fighters can't afford to do this. So because of this, he's got that advantage. Now, you might be thinking, well, him getting in a hyperbaric chamber for recovery is not going to help him be a better boxer. Well, my friend, let me tell you, it is. And the reason why it is, if you think you've done a hard boxing training session and you've got another one the next day because fighters train like once, twice, even 3 times a day, you're going to recover faster. If you recover faster, what happens? You perform better on the next session. So let's just say an average boxer is progressing like this because they're not recovering properly. Jake Paul is recovering and progressing like this. We've seen how fast he has progressed, whether you like him or not. He's come from 0 boxing experience to where he's at now. Now, you might be saying, well, Tony, he's fighting old men. Oh, mate. Just look at who Floyd Mayweather fought on his 6th fight, then look at who Jake fought on his 6th fight, and just see here the comparisons right there. Now, back to the money. Having that money, he's doing hyperbaric chambers. He's got the best sports scientists, the best trainers around. And if I was still fighting right now and I couldn't afford what Jake's got, what I would be doing is watching what he's doing. Now, you might think that is absolutely crazy. Why would I want to watch Jake Paul? Well, because like I said, he's got the best equipment. He's got the best trainers. He's got the best team that money can buy. If you can take snippets of that for in your training, you know, he's doing something right.
Bivol emphasizes that Crawford's adaptability and ring intelligence are crucial assets. He advises Crawford to employ a strategy of maintaining distance, utilizing his ability to switch stances and avoiding prolonged exchanges with Canelo. Bivol notes that Canelo tends to relax after throwing hard punches, which can be exploited by an opponent who remains active and elusive. Additionally, Bivol highlights the importance of Crawford acclimating to the power and pressure of the 168 pounds weight class. He stresses that mental preparation is just as vital as physical readiness, as a strong mindset can prevent the body from succumbing to fear or fatigue during the fight. Bivol's advice underscores the need for Crawford to be both physically and mentally prepared to face the challenges posed by Canelo.
With addiction issues like he has for so long in his pro career, this fight does become a little bit of a dangerous one for Jake. Not because Chavez Jr. is in his prime anymore. He's still going to be a shell of that early 20s Julio Cesar Chavez. But with 60 wins under his belt, if there is still any of that muscle memory left, there's still any go left in his body, because again, I hate to keep referring to it, doing drugs or having addiction issues does take its toll on your body, and sometimes it isn't recoverable, especially as you're going up in weight. Julio Cesar Chavez, not a normal cruiserweight, so he's going to be moving up as he gets older. How does that entail what he's going to do in this fight? I don't know, but I'll tell you, I watched him ringside against Uriah Hall, and it wasn't an impressive performance when he beat Uriah Hall in a 6-round fight. Honestly, when I watched the fight back, it looked like the only reason he beat Uriah Hall in that fight was because Uriah, like most MMA fighters, when they come to boxing, don't take credence of the rule set, right? They get hit with a ton of shots that don't hurt them, but also they're getting hit with shots that are scoring against them. Uriah Hall didn't look overwhelmed in that fight at all.
First reaction, of course, it was about size of Crawford. Is it okay for him to move up for 2 weight classes? Yeah. And he has very good skill. He's able to win this fight, but there is a lot of but there is a lot of things, small things, which we don't know how he will deal with this. He need to get used to the power and pressure of 168. Maybe he will get used to it, and how he will be feeling himself at the same day when he will fighting, how his training camp will go on, a lot of things, but he's able, he has good skills, he's awkward, he can use 2 boxing stance, it gives him benefits, of course.
Wash it down with process, but ain't all pure and pink, right? I ain't just gonna be a line, don't trust no more. Nigga, this just what it is. I had to talk with the it's just what it is.
Former heavyweight champion Anthony Joshua has offered his point of view on the bout, while acknowledging the significant size difference favoring Canelo. Joshua emphasized that the true determinant of victory lies in the fighter's desire and motivation. He stated, "If Crawford is motivated and focused, and if he trains the right way, he could still surprise people." Joshua believes that Crawford's determination and commitment could enable him to overcome the physical advantages of his opponent. This mindset underscores the unpredictable nature of boxing, where heart and willpower can sometimes outweigh sheer size and strength.
What do you think about when you see some of these matches? Like they just said, didn't they just have Jake Paul was going to fight
Tyson?
What do you think about that shit, man?
It's fucking crazy, isn't it?
It's fucking dumb, I think.
Like, well, what are you expecting? What do you think the outcome's going to be?
Well, I think...
Because I thought that Jake Paul would have lost by now, even fighting these guys at some stage, but he keeps winning. Like, I know that they're not, like, in their prime or whatever, but the whole background was fighting.
That's a good point.
And he keeps, like, somehow pulling it out. Like, if he pulls this one out, I don't care how old Mike Tyson gets. I'm not even fighting that guy until... Because he actually sat down on my show. He's fucking crazy.
Really?
Yeah. Like, I felt I would not fight. Even if he's 70 years old, I'm not fighting him.
He just felt like he had that danger in him?
Yeah, exactly.
Oh
well,
my
I
God.
asked him, what would you be if you weren't a boxer? He said, a fucking criminal. Like, stone cold in my eyes.
Damn,
and I'm like, okay.
Boxing legend Oscar de la Hoya delivered one of the most well-known truths in the sport: a good small man doesn't beat a good big man. He respects Crawford's talent, but thinks the odds are stacked against him. Size, power, and durability usually win out in boxing, and Canelo has all three in abundance.
We got a lot to get to on the show, and I want to start with Jake Paul. This week, Jake's fight with Julio Cesar Chavez Jr. was formally announced with a press conference in L.A. Paul and Chavez Jr. will meet in a cruiserweight fight. Jake is coming off a win over Mike Tyson last summer. A lot of people watched that. Chavez Jr. has not fought since beating MMA fighter Uriah Hall just around the same time. Some have said this is a good fight for Jake Paul, Gabe, noting that Chavez is a former world title holder, even though that was more than a decade ago. Others have criticized it as kind of a sideshow, given that Chavez is pushing 40 and probably a decade past his best days. Where do you stand on this? What do you think of this fight?
Well, you know, I had to take some time to think about it, man, because when it was first done, when the fight was first made, I felt that it was just, I kind of compared it a little bit to the Mike Tyson situation. Mike Tyson fight, I don't really consider that an official fight. You know what I mean? Even though it was ruled a official boxing match. But because, you know, Chavez is just very inconsistent. You know what I mean? And, you know, I really don't know his habits. You know, he has a bad track record on, you know, preparing. But look, man, if Chavez comes in at least 60%, then I think Jake really has a fight, you know, because one thing that Chavez has is experience. He may not have the youth, you know what I mean, and the agility that Jake has right now, but he does have the experience, and I think that experience will give Jake a problem.
I completely agree with you. I think this is an excellent fight for Jake Paul. Officially, he is 11-1, but he's really like 2-1 as a boxer. He's fought Tommy Fury. He fought a couple of no-name cruiserweights. I guess if you want to throw Mike Perry into that list, you can say he's 3-1. But against guys that are traditional boxers,